Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Superman in the Third Kryptonian. Take a look at this comic cover right here. Now, the Third Kryptonian is actually a fairly short story. I mean, look at it, it's fairly thin. So, in this review, I'm not only going to talk about the Third Kryptonian, but I want to take some time to talk about the writer too, the author. And the author would be Kryptonian, and I hope I'm saying his last name right. You guys gotta understand up front right now, right at this very second, I'm horrible at pronunciation. I am horrible at spelling too. That is my girlfriend's area. She's a communication and English major. She deals with that stuff for me. She checks my essays and makes sure everything's grammatically correct and spelling's good. That's her job, not mine. It's a surprise I can even speak English in Klingon in of itself. Cock block! But really, I'm horrible at pronunciation, so I hope I'm saying his name right. Kryptonian. And with all the superpowered writers that we have out right now on various different titles, you know, Gal Simone, Jeff Johns, Grant Morrison, Paul Dini, to just name a few, it's often easy to overlook some of the still equally good writers that are in the shadow of those powerhouses, and Kurt Busiek is one of them. Now, I feel as though they're actually a pretty good Superman writer. He deals with a lot of Superman stories after the 1 year later. To name a few, Shadow Lingers, The Third Kryptonian, Redemption, Camelot Falls, so on and so forth. And they do a very good job of setting up Superman in this new atmosphere, in this new feel, not only as Superman, but also in his personal life with his friends and family, particularly with Lois, Christopher Kent, and his father, Jonathan Kent. And I really like how he has a handle on the characters, the atmosphere, and the relationships, and bringing in new villains and new characters to deal with Superman too, taking Superman to some new different levels. I feel as though he's a good writer, and I want to give his props, because really, with all the superpowered writers out there right now, it's often to overlook still some of the good ones. He's also done work on JLA and also Trinity, and I am going to be reviewing Trinity sometime in the future, because it is worth reviewing. So with that said, let's actually get into the video itself. Let's actually get into this review itself of the Third Kryptonian. Now, the Third Kryptonian is a story about another Kryptonian being on Earth. No, it's not Superman, it's not Power Girl, it's not the Krypto the Superdog, it's not Supergirl, and it's not Christopher Kent. This is a completely different Kryptonian that's been on Earth for quite a bit of time. Now, to be honest, this would be a very intriguing story in of itself. Another Kryptonian surviving Krypton? That's freaking ridiculously awesome. But the problem is with the new Krypton story arc that's going around now, is that Krypton and Kryptonians are so all over the place. DC is riddled with Kryptonians, kind of like how a college whore is riddled with STDs. It's just there's so many Kryptonians out there, a story like this doesn't seem to quite have the impact that it normally should. So, for the sake of the story, let's just pretend that, you know, that new Krypton stuff is not happening right now. So anyways, Superman finds out that there's a third Kryptonian. And in addition to that, a bunch of aliens are searching for this Kryptonian and other Kryptonians also. And also searching for the city of Kandor. Superman goes to confront this Kryptonian, and they're not exactly what Superman would want. See, Superman wants to have friendships with this Kryptonian, wants to be pals with them, and then he gets slugged in the face with a good Falcon punch. I mean, this was, BOOM! Show me your moves! And this Kryptonian is not necessarily the goody two-shoes that all the rest of them are. I mean, if you look at Supergirl, even Supergirl has her problems, but she's still relatively a good person. This Kryptonian is not. See, this Kryptonian has an interesting backstory, which I found very appealing and enjoyable to read, and I actually really enjoyed reading this backstory. In addition to that, you also get to see some of the interactions with Christopher Kent trying to cope with being on Earth. If you don't know who Christopher Kent is, Superman and Lois Lane adopted the son of their mortal enemy, General Zod, and that would be Christopher Kent. It was in the last Sun story arc, which I still haven't read, which I do need to read, which I really do want to read. But he's kind of a cool character because, you know, the one thing Superman can never really actually have is a family. His genitals are not compatible with Lois Lane's, or anyone else's for that matter. The whole joke going around that Superman can only really have sex and have kids with Wonder Woman because she can take it is a real lie, because his Kryptonian physiology is not compatible with anyone whatsoever. So the fact that he can have a foster son who is Kryptonian in himself is just a really great new aspect of Superman, allowing him to explore a new aspect of fatherhood, of parenting. And really, one little side story, a little side plot in this is really Christopher Kent using his superpowers and not being able to adapt to life on Earth. Batman and Superman work together to kind of, fix this up. Another thing is Batman's actually an important character in this, in that he helps with Superman, Superman, Supergirl, and Power Girl with this alien invasion, this alien coming in and trying to take out all the Kryptonians. This alien's a complete douche. Now that seems like a lot of information, but this is really kind of a 3-issue story arc. There's 2 other issues in this, and the 2 issues kind of not really important so much for story-wise. It's kind of just Superman chilling with his family, but it kind of adds to the whole Superman loving his father and eventually losing his father in later stories. The Brainiac story. So on the whole, let's get into the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Excuse me. Good! Well, the writing was good. The writing was just upfront good. I enjoyed the writing, great handle on the characters. I like the fact that they didn't make the Kryptonians these goody fucking two-shoes. Although the Kryptonian kind of redeems himself at the end. In addition to that, I really like the aspect with Christopher Kent. I liked how Batman was portrayed here because, you have to be a good writer to portray Batman good, along with portraying other characters. I mean, being able to portray characters like Superman and Batman both promisingly is nice. It shows that you're multi-talented. That's why I like Jeff Johns so much. Jeff Johns can handle a lot of superheroes. Where if you look at certain writers, then they can only really handle one character. So all the characters were portrayed nicely too. I really like the fact also that this is kind of a news story, that if the new Krypton stuff wasn't going on, it would be a really interesting story. So for the time it was out, it was really kind of radical, cool, new, interesting story. But besides that, the story is obviously kind of not had the impact it has now because, well, Kryptonians are everywhere! There's some good fight scenes in this. Although the art is not the best art we've seen with the 1 Year Later art, it's still appealing. It kind of reminds me of the Nightwing art and the Trinity art from, what's his name, McDonald? I forget the artist's name, but he did a lot of Nightwing stuff, so the art for the most part is nice. It's not that artist, but it's similar to that artist. Downsides to this story. Well, the big downside is that this story is very short, and for the price of $14.99, that's kind of pushing it a bit. I would actually put this in the $9 range because really, despite the fact that the story is good, I mean, it's a lot of money for what you're getting. In addition to that, the story isn't really essential for any future Superman stories. It's kind of its own little story in its own little place. Well, a few plot twists and story aspects do transition over into later Superman stories. Really, it's not big enough to say that this is an essential Superman story. So, on the whole, whether or not you should get it. It's tough to say because this is a fun story, but it's not essential, and for the price of $14.99, for a story that you're going to read in about 20 minutes, I would say get this at maybe a Comic-Con or maybe at a 50% off sale where you can get it cheap, or maybe online. I don't know how much it is on Amazon, so if you can find it cheap on Amazon for under $10, I would say grab it because it still is a good story. But buying it in store for cover price is not worth it. So this is really up to the discretion of the buyer. But what I can say about the story itself is it is entertaining, and if you can get it for cheap, you will enjoy it. So with that said, I'm going to end this review here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.